Hi, my name is Ifeoma Nwobu. I'm the co-founder and COO of Centstack. Logistics in Africa, last mile logistics in Africa is highly fragmented. There are too many individual delivery companies operating very manually with day-to-day operations. And the job requires a lot more expertise and manpower than is available. So think of it like managing your work schedule. When you're doing 5 meetings weekly, it's really easy to send emails manually to all the participants. But as you start to do 20 meetings or over 20 meetings a week, you start to need tools like Google Calendar or Calendly to move your schedule around, keep track of your schedule, and actively inform every other participant in your schedule. Delivery operators today are currently functioning without the equivalent of a simple tool like Google Calendar. And it gets complex as deliveries increase, especially with the rise of e-commerce happening within Africa. As a result, what we see is poor service, and these companies are unable to retain high-volume businesses, and ultimately, we're unable to scale logistics. Sendstack makes the difference. We aggregate demand from different businesses who either book deliveries through our app or via our APIs, and we automatically generate very optimized routes for the delivery drivers, and then automatically assign them so they're able to deliver more packages going from one small sect to another sect. So it's a straight journey for these riders. But we don't stop there. We go the extra mile to provide digital tools needed for these delivery companies to manage day-to-day operations, communicate very effectively with their customers, and also review rider performance. So we give them tools that enable customers to easily make payments, handle all the edge cases that happen on the road, and track how their riders are doing to know who to sieve out from the network. As a result of this, these delivery companies are 5 times more productive. They spend less time sorting deliveries, assigning manually, and trying to keep track of every single movement via calls or through apps like WhatsApp. Our business model, we remain highly asset-light by partnering with these delivery companies, and they're able to supply us with riders and onboard them on Centstack on a fixed monthly contract. These riders, when they deliver packages, we make between 15 to 40% margin on each of them because they receive a fixed monthly contract and they have fixed income depending on the minimum amount of deliveries they are able to make successfully. And these margins keep expanding as our route optimization technology becomes more robust and the most popular routes are filled, so riders are now able to deliver more packages within shorter distances. We have processed over 30,000 deliveries within the city of Lagos only, and we're currently growing our revenue 25% month on month. And very importantly, we serve over 1,000 active businesses. These are not individual customers who need deliveries every other day, but these are high volume businesses who return at least 3 times a week. The market size. There are currently about 380 million online shoppers in Africa. Assuming that these shoppers do about 10 deliveries a year, with each delivery cost being $3 only, that's already an $11 billion market for last mile logistics alone. Since we're targeting deliveries within urban cities and high density cities, then that leaves us with about $8 billion addressable market for our solution. It's very important to understand that we're not competing with these delivery companies, not even the most popular ones that might have just popped up in your mind. We are creating infrastructure that will power their businesses, and we're very confident that we'll be able to capture and process at least 50% of last mile deliveries within Africa in the next 3 to 5 years. My co-founder and I met in 2020, where we were building an e-commerce platform for retail automation, and it was in the process that we discovered that logistics remains the biggest challenge for these businesses. I'm personally a victim of a failed business due to logistics issues, and that was one of the key drivers, that forced me to build this solution for African businesses. We're raising $1 million pre-seed, and we're looking for only the most strategic partners who will now support us in our vision to becoming the #1 logistics lever that will power the growth of businesses all over the world. Thank you. And sorry, I forgot to use the thingy.
Great presentation. I guess first question on my side, you talked about route optimization. Can you share a little bit about how much you've optimized those routes? Are you cutting time by half, by 20%? Like where is that right now, and where do you want to take it?
So what we did is we create a map of the city and divide them into zones, not local government areas as we have in Lagos. And what that does is we're now able to onboard riders starting from strategic locations as opposed to the on-demand model where deliveries are scattered all over the place. So riders are able to pick up packages from one small sect and then deliver to another small sect within the city. In the future, what we see for that is it becoming even more compressed, where there's it could pick up deliveries from one street, and then we use even tools like artificial intelligence to know what areas deliveries, come up from the most, so that we're able to onboard, more riders in these really strategic locations.
Got it. And it's okay if you don't have the number, but I do want to press one more time. Do you have the number?
No, I don't. Okay. Currently, there's no. Okay, cool. But I know that it's a completely new model, and there's currently no, delivery company who is doing that with technology. It's, very super manual.
Thank you.
A quick question from my side is, so there has been a few businesses you mentioned going to the logistics space. We typically, my sense is that in a business like logistics, where the margins are tight and it's quite a generic business, and I would think that the reason is there's very little defensibility in your business model. How do you, because the man with the van is your competitor, and that's very easy to start. So how do you think you will be able to build up a moat of defensibility so that someone else doesn't just undercut you?
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, I think so. Logistics is if you're charging someone a margin and you're making money, they see you making money, and they will say, well, hang on, if I get a vehicle or if I do my own logistics, I can make that money. I don't have to give you the money. And that's why a business like logistics is quite competitive in terms of pricing. There's a lot of, but if you have a defensibility, you have an ability to keep clients on your platform using you. What is that? What is that magic sauce that you believe in?
Yes, so the first thing would be the route optimization. The riders really love that because they're able to start out from zones that are closer to them. And there's the other thing I mentioned, which is a fixed monthly income. They like the stability. It works for them as opposed to the gig economy model that leaves them to scramble for their own customers. We bring that reliability and sustainability for them, which is something we spoke about during the panel, that reliability in any business is a good signal, right? So those two things combined, and then also knowing that they are not going to very far distances means that they would spend less money on fuel or, trying to maintain their bikes or, any other tools they need to use on a day-to-day basis. So they have the one route optimization that makes it much easier for them. They have a fixed income, and then they have more, packages to deliver within smaller sects in the city.
Yeah, on the route optimization, is that proprietary? And just looking at how easy would it be for someone to replicate that? Yeah, and the second question will be more around the partnerships that you have, because then you are aggregating these partners to come work with you. What's the incentive for them to perhaps do more business with you versus say themselves or other aggregators?
Okay, so I'll take the second question first. First, they don't have the technological skills. A lot of the delivery companies or people who have been able to solve for delivery to an extent have hacked the booking and payment. But beyond that, how do these customers handle, or how do they handle edge cases on the road? Those are things that we've seen that, once you book a delivery, you don't really have visibility. It's just you pray to God it gets where it's supposed to go. But we provide that visibility for them. And then going back to the first question, in terms of being able to replicate, I think ideas are very easy to have, but one thing that we're keen on is knowing that we've made the first move. It's very, any other business or logistics company who is going to do that is going to have to build an entirely new business model and build a team for that. And we have that first movers advantage where this is the model we started with, next day deliveries first, and then expanding to other product lines.
Okay. What is the one thing you tell a merchant, a business that, okay, you might have tried other players in the past, you might have tried this yourself, and it failed, like Centstack would actually make this go away? How do you position yourself, or what do you promise them? What's that unique selling point for?
Fundamentally, our customers are not just the businesses, they're also the delivery companies. So for the demand side, all they need to hear is it's X amount more affordable than your normal on-demand platform, which is what our route optimization does. It makes it more affordable for businesses because then riders have more packages. But we fundamentally see this supply, merchants as our customers, because at the end of the day, that's where the fragmentation really comes from. Customers are always going to, scramble or look for the cheapest options, but these are the people. And we're also looking forward to creating a SaaS model where they are able to bring in deliveries that don't necessarily come through our app or our APIs, but because of the technology that exists, that gives them visibility and efficiency, we're able to process those deliveries for them. So think about it like us becoming what a paystack is for fintechs to these delivery companies.
I have a question on how exactly you ensure the volumes are enough to balance out the unit economics of the logistics. And then do you pick the goods from the SMEs or the merchants and then deliver the same day, or are they stored somewhere?
No, so they're picked and delivered the same day, but for now, the requests come in at least one day before, because these are businesses who have multiple deliveries. They need that efficiency to plan out. And then your first question, how do we
ensure the volumes are enough?
Yes, how do we ensure the volumes are enough for the drivers? So that's where marketing and referrals come in, because then, like I mentioned, being able to keep track of where the most popular routes are and where these vendors typically send from. One strategy we're currently implementing is also building a hybrid model to capture deliveries that even happen for offline transactions. So how do we reach these omni-channel vendors who have physical shops, physical locations, and so we're able to serve them even though they don't do trade online.
So do you also optimize for the merchants? Maybe my one merchant is located far from the other merchant, and the delivery is the same.
Yes, so the optimization for the riders automatically applies for the merchants as well, because we would have different riders in one location who are close enough to pick up and deliver from the merchant there and deliver to their customers. So we could have about 3 locations for 3 riders for one route, just to ensure for that efficiency.